Alrighty, guys, I am now in the shop. Y'all hear that? It's getting loud. Y'all remember this? It's the Pacifica I wrote up with the noise. Turned out to be the alternator, noise coming from the alternator. Now, guys, I wrote up a lot of stuff. Y'all see the miles on here, right? 158. She said she never had her timing belt done, so I shook her hand and said, kudos, knock on wood, lady, because I normally suggest those at 100,000 miles. She said she never had it done, so I recommended that she do the timing belt and the water pump and maintenance stuff, such as transmission service and, of course, the oil change. But, ooh, that alternator loud. So what I did, or what they did, was sold her everything I recommended. Good. Okay, so from that, I'll turn this off. I have a lot of work to do, guys. Let's go out here and see exactly what we up against. All right, you ready? Let's get it. Ooh, ready to go. So here we go, guys. Let's take number one. Here go the alternator. Of course, that's a core charge on it. Yes, got a brand new alternator. That is the main problem, guys. Make it a habit of addressing the problem first. This is what it came in for. Now all this other stuff, technically bonuses. All right, here's the water pump right here. I just did one of these on this 300. These are fairly easy, guys. Timing belt. Look at that. This is a 604 41 TE transmission filter. Okay, and guys, with that, you don't get a gasket. Never put a gasket, cork or a paper gasket on a 41 TE or a 62 TE. RTV, guys. Don't have to be this. Just have to be some good RTV. And every time I do a water pump and a timing belt on 3.5, I always get this pulley. This is one of the main reasons for failure, catastrophic failure, in my opinion, because this seems to go out. This has been redesigned from the original ones, so the bearing was failed, and it was the balls would come out. Watch this video right here. I'm show y'all what I'm talking about. How this thing failed. So I always sell these. I don't always do the hydraulic tensioner, but I always get a idler tensioner. I guess that's what they call this. And of course, guys, coolant. You're doing a water pump, you're gonna need coolant, right? Right. All right. We have a lot of freaking work to do. Okay. So let's get started. Which one I'm gonna do first? Now the good part about this, thought I had spark plugs. I guess not. Water pump. Look at that. Yes, dead giveaway. It's coming apart internally, guys. Not good. Okay. It give off a weird noise. Y'all heard the noise from part one. I hope y'all watched part one. Okay. But there's not ever a part two unless the job sell. And this job happened to sell. Now, because we dealing with the time, it's like 5 o'clock now. We close at 6. What I'm gonna do, as far as this transmission go, it's probably the only major thing I can get done. I'm gonna remove the pan, guys, and let the transmission fluid gravity bleed overnight. Okay. Follow me here. The goal behind a transmission service, number one, to get the filter out. Okay. You can't, or you don't replace the filter doing a drain and refill or a transmission flush. So that's why I'm a firm believer in selling a service. All right. Got to get that filter out of there. So the goal is to try to get as much. Look, even it's turning brown. So I hope we can save it. We should be fine, guys. The computer hadn't picked up any trouble codes. But so with leaving this pan off overnight, it's gonna try to gravity bleed as much of the fluid out as possible. That is a good thing. Okay, it's gonna set at least 12 hours, maybe. Yeah, from 6 in the morning, 7. I'm gonna get here at 7 in the morning, but so fluid just gonna trickle out overnight. All right, that way you can get as much out as possible. Doing a service, you never gonna get it all. It's a total of maybe 12 quarts, 11 or 12 quarts complete in a transmission, in this particular transmission. So you're never gonna get all that out. So the best you can do is try to get as much out as possible. All right, yeah. So I'm gonna let this gravity bleed overnight. Just leave the pan off, and I'm gonna remove the filter And all that's about all I can do tonight. So I'm gonna start on it fresh in the morning. Don't forget, guys, you're dealing with alternator. Make sure disconnect that battery. You do any kind of major work, disconnect the battery. So I think I thought I had a belt and a tensioner or something. I don't see it, but let me get started, guys. Let me get this up in the air. We got a lot of work to do. Still got that other transmission to do, and it's the end of the month, so they want all this out. Alrighty, guys, real quick. This is the same Pacifica with the getting ready to do the alternator. Let me show y'all something. I've seen bad alternators and bad bearings, but I don't think I've ever seen one. Look at this. Let me show you something. Okay, I would assume y'all can't hear the grit that's going on. Now this is the problem. Don't get me wrong. This is definitely the problem, but it looked like that pulley was about to fall off any minute now. If they drove this thing 100 miles on a freeway, 60 miles an hour, RPMs, I don't know, 900, this sucker would have just flew off. Anyway, the good part about this guy, I got to do a timing belt, so I ain't got to, you know what I'm saying, that's a little bit of overlapping going on, but not enough to discount anything, so I have some work to do. I didn't know this car has 3 idlers. Normally I spin these idlers to make sure they not. If you spin them and they go bzzz, you know it's bad. But I spent all of those and those good. So all I'm waiting on now is the belt. All right. So guys, there's nothing I'm gonna film. What I look like filming how to replace the alternator. Look at this. 1, 2, and where's the other one? This is for the bracket. So you take all 3. Actually, these 2. You take these off and set your other one on, put the belt back on, you're good. Okay. I merely want to talk about some of the symptoms that a bad alternator will give off. Okay. And this is one of them. That weird bearing noise. It sounded like a transmission, didn't it? Yes, it sounded like a transmission. We getting saturated with a lot of whining noise. So guys, that's why it's gonna take a trained good ear to determine if your whining noise coming from the power steering, the transmission, now in this case, the freaking alternator. So good thing this gave off some indication. Alright guys, this is all I have. I'm not gonna film any of this. Just figure y'all like to see what's going on, what's cracking, what's popping. Every now and then I get these old cars. Alright, I mean typically I'm working on new cars all day, and there's not much to talk about because they're so new. Even I don't have it down packed yet, so I'm learning as they go. But in the back of my mind, this older technology stuff is still in my head, so I figure I'd discuss that with you guys. All right, that's all I have. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, we're gonna let that drain overnight, gravity bleed, get as much out as possible. Hopefully a lot will come out. It's not like nasty, but we want as much out as possible, and the best way to do that, I've even went so far, guys, as to remove some of the valve body screws, let the valve body hang. You get an extra cord out by merely, but since I'm gonna gravity let it set open all night, I won't do that. Okay, but typically I loosen the valve body bolts, drop it down a little centimeter, and a lot more will come out. Okay, but we'll leave it like that. All right, that's all I have, guys.